Two companies, same market, same product quality. One of them increases its prices every year without a sales call, without a promotion, and without losing a single client. The other one hasn't touched its pricing in 3 years because every time someone brings it up in a meeting, the answer is the same. We can't. The market won't accept it. The difference between these two companies isn't the product. It's not just the brand. It's not even the sales team. It's something called pricing power. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which company you are and what to do about it. Let's start with what pricing power actually is, because the most common definition is wrong. Most people think pricing power means being premium, being expensive, having a strong brand. None of that is pricing power. Some of the companies with the most pricing power don't have strong brands. Pricing power is much simpler than that. Pricing power is the cost for your customer to replace you. That's it. If replacing you is easy, you have no pricing power. Whatever your brand, whatever your NPS score, whatever your case studies, if replacing you is painful, slow, expensive, risky, you have pricing power, even if you're not premium or well-known. Pricing power is not about being loved, it's about being hard to replace. There are 3 levels. Level 1, commodity. Your customer can replace you tomorrow. Same price, same quality, zero friction. You are interchangeable. Level 2, meaningful friction. There are alternatives, but switching takes time, money, energy. You have some leverage. Level 3, structural lock-in. Replacing you creates real cost, real risk, or real disruption. You can raise prices and they stay. Most businesses honestly stay at level 1, sometimes 2, and they don't know it because their customers are loyal until a competitor offers 15% less. Here's the most dangerous confusion in pricing: customer loyalty and pricing power. They're not the same thing. Your customers can love your product and leave the moment someone is 15% cheaper. Because love is emotional, pricing power is structural. Here's how you know the difference. Ask yourself this question. If I increase my prices by 20% tomorrow, what would happen? If your immediate reaction is, we'd lose clients, the market won't accept it, we'd need to justify it, you don't have pricing power. What you have is pricing anxiety. And that's the trap most companies fall into. They compete on price, thinking it's a differentiation strategy. It's not. When you compete on price, you train your customers to evaluate you on price. And once that's the framework, you can never escape it. Every new competitor that's 10% cheaper becomes an existential threat. There's also a more subtle signal that you need to watch. When you spontaneously justify your prices without being asked, that's a sign you don't believe in them yourself. We charge because our team is senior. Let me explain why this price makes sense. The moment you justify your price, you invite your client to question it. We covered this logic in the previous video, link above. So the companies with the most pricing power rarely talk about their prices. The price just is. Before I move to the next section, I need to clarify something most people find confusing. There are many ways to be better than your competitors. That's your competitive advantages. But very few ways to be hard to replace. And pricing power only comes from that. So, where exactly does pricing power come from? There are 4 sources, and they all do the same thing. They make leaving harder, but they don't do it in the same way. Most businesses only have one of these 4. Let's have a look. Source 1, switching costs. The harder it is to leave, the more power you have. Adobe didn't become one of the most profitable software companies in the world because their products are the best. They became dominant because switching away from Creative Cloud means retraining your entire team, reformatting years of files, and rebuilding workflows from scratch. That friction is a moat. That's the term Warren Buffett uses to call a sustainable competitive advantage. So Adobe prices accordingly. Most companies believe they compete on product. In reality, they compete on how painful it is to leave. Think about it for your own business. Source number 2, network effects. your product becomes more valuable as more people use it, which means leaving becomes more costly, not just for you, but for the people in your ecosystem. Visa, LinkedIn, Salesforce, none of them are cheap. All of them benefit from a network that makes alternatives structurally weaker. Source 3. Intangible assets. Brand, reputation, certification, trust. McKinsey doesn't win engagements because they're systematically the best consultants. They win because choosing McKinsey is defensible. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Nobody ever got fired for buying IBM. The same logic applies here. The intangible asset reduces personal risk for the buyer, and that reduction has real monetary value. Source 4. Habit and inertia. The most underestimated source. When your product becomes part of someone's routine, daily, weekly, automatic, switching requires conscious effort. Netflix understood this before almost anyone. They're not competing with Disney+, they're competing with changing habits. And habits are remarkably resilient to price increases. We broke that down in full in the video above. So pricing power doesn't come from your price, it comes from everything you built before you set it. And the takeaway for your own business, before raising your prices, identify which of these 4 sources you actually have and which you're missing or which you could exploit more than you currently do. The gap is your real pricing problem. So now, the practical question. Where do you actually stand? Not in theory, for your specific business, right now. Because most companies think they have pricing power until they try to raise their prices. And that's when reality hurts. So here's a simple way to find out. I built a short test for this. 12 questions, 5 minutes. And most people who take it realize something uncomfortable. They were wrong. They thought they had leverage, but they were still easily replaceable. The test breaks down your business across 4 dimensions. First, price sensitivity. What actually happens when you raise prices and how easy it is for your clients to leave. Second, differentiation. How unique your offer actually is from the customer's point of view. Third, price structure. Whether your pricing architecture guides decisions or creates hesitation. Fourth, monetization discipline. Whether you're actually capturing the value you create or leaving it on the table. Most businesses are strong on one, sometimes 2 of these, and have a blind spot on the others. The test shows you which one and gives you the priorities on which you should work to improve it. The link is in the description. It's free. It takes 5 minutes. Post your results in the comment section below. Earlier, I showed you 2 companies, same market, same product quality. One raises prices every year without losing clients. The other is afraid to touch its pricing. The difference is not luck, it's not charisma, it's not brand, it's not even the product. It's the combination of switching costs, network effects, intangible assets, and habit they built, often without naming it. Pricing power is not something you find, it's something you build. And the first step is knowing how much of it you already have. You don't have a pricing problem, you have a pricing power problem. And these 2 require very different solutions. What happens when pricing power becomes dynamic? When the price doesn't just increase once a year, but changes every minute. Sometimes doubling, sometimes tripling for the exact same product. Uber once charged $500 for a 20 minutes ride. Yes, $500. And no, thank God I wasn't in the car. The mechanics behind that pricing are the same ones you just learned, taken to a level most businesses will never reach. That's what we're breaking down next. If this kind of analysis is useful to you, whether you're building your pricing strategy or just trying to understand the world around you, subscribe to the Pricing Club. New video every Thursday. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.